Hello everyone. There's Bruno. I'm Mike, and this is Mike in Bruno's garage. It's been a little while since I've had a video up lately. Me and the wife have both been sick with this virus that's been going around lately, and haven't had much energy or anything to get much done. However, I have been to our local antique store and got uh, these snap-on wrenches, the four-way. Oops. Well, what the heck? 5/8 with line wrench on it, 3/4 and 7/8, 5/8 to 3/4, then 5/8 to 9/16, and then a four-way half-inch. I paid $24 for those 5 wrenches right there. I didn't think that was too bad for Snap-on. I don't have much Snap-on. I have maybe an extension here or a socket here. But yeah, I don't have much Snap-on. Everything is priced way high, almost ridiculous. But I did pick up yesterday, today's Monday, Sunday, a hydraulic lift table. Now this is from Harbor Freight. It's the 1,000-pound capacity model. It is very stout. Weighs about 80 pounds. But the operation and the function of it, perfect. The wheels roll really good. Wheels lock. Jacks up and down fine. Goes down smooth. But the box that came in looked like it had been, instead of unloaded off the ship, dropped off a crane. The hardware itself wasn't even in a plastic bag. It was just loose in the box. It almost looks like it hasn't even been, like scuffed up or all scummy, and the finish on it isn't really all that great on the handle. Now, mind you, the handle does work really well, and it does lift up really good. It is a neat unit. Had to bleed the ram, and of course the instructions weren't even correct on bleeding the ram. They said to pump it up to full height, release the nut, and then lower it, and then hold the handle while you pump repeatedly, and then pump it back up and fill it until it will not take any more fluid. Well, I did that. Well, there wasn't even the fill bolt. It was a screw with a rubber stopper in it. Okay, fine. I worked around that. Filled it up like they said. Capped it off. Went to lower it, and it would only lower halfway. Why? Because there's too much fluid in it. So I pumped it back up, took the screw back out of it, and I had cardboard under the floor, on the floor, and then lowered it, and about half the fluid that I put in there puked back out. Put the screw back in it, and it works just fine. Pumps right up, release it, goes back down. We use hydraulic fluid from Majestic, and I use that for my floor jack, and it works just fine. So, yeah, I know it's Harbor Freight and their quality control issues are, I guess, questionable. I know a lot of stuff is made in other countries. I get that. But wouldn't you kind of cringe when you're unloading your truck at the store and the box is already so beat up and yet turn around and sell it? Now, this was brand new out of the box. And they had another one missing the mat. Looked like it had been, wheeled around a couple of times, what have you. Don't know. And they turned around and had it in their as-is pile for $5 less. I don't understand this policy that they've got with returns or what have you. But they put it in the as-is pile and charge $5 less, and it's missing a socket on a socket set when you can spend $5 and get the thing brand new. You're not really getting a deal. I, don't understand how they justify, something coming in used and only, giving you $5 off something that you could have bought brand new. I don't know if that's the store itself or if that's company-wide. I don't know. However, on today, I got some of the yard cleaned up a little bit because of I got that pile yet to do of all the branches that came down from our snowstorm. There's Bruno just sniffing around. You gonna bring some in and load them up in the truck, Bruno? Yeah, I don't think so. And hauled some of that away, and then I got that pile back there, and then back over there, way out yonder. See if I can zoom that in for you. I got that pile out there. So yeah, it was hard on the evergreens this year. So yeah, but all in all, it'll clean up nice. We'll give him all his leaves and stuff raked up again. We'll see how that goes. But I did manage on the way back home to find this little item next to the curb. Now, this is just like a little lawn spreader, or for fertilizer, little salt pellets, that kind of thing. Sitting by the garage, on the curb. Nowhere to go, except the garbage bin. Now, it did have some salt left in it. I put that in my save container for next year. And notice a couple of things. One, that when you rolled it along, the wheels were rubbing, and you probably see it a little bit right there. Right about here. And on both sides. Well, so I tipped it back. Notice that this little axle that goes into that little plastic little spreader gear was bent. So every time it would roll over, it would hit up on that. So what I did to fix that is I straightened out the axle, Um, this wheel here has 2 cotter pins. This one only had 1. And I found that kind of strange. The shaft only had provision for the 2. Well, it was supposed to keep, I guess, shifting. I don't know. But I did straighten out the axle. I went ahead and put a cotter pin on that side, drilled the hole to match this side, and they both have cotter pins and they both spin freely without rubbing. Next thing, the bucket had a tendency to rub. You can see up here where it kind of rubbed up on some plastic and wouldn't let it back up. So I just trimmed the corner where it was rubbing. But, you know, for a little driveway spreader for salt and sidewalk, I think that will work out fairly well, especially for the price. Free! Gotta love free. Everything's okay on all the equipment. The John Deere is still giving me some fits. I found some rubber paddles, but they want more than probably what this unit is probably worth. I had to take something got wedged between the block and the flywheel, preventing it from turning over, and it looked like a carb spacer. But on this unit, it does not really have a provision for a carb spacer. It's just that little screw right there, the gasket, and the intake. So I have no idea where this carb spacer come from. So I called my dad and asked him, have you had anybody work on this? He said, no, we bought it brand new. Well, I'm finding wood screws, I'm finding stuff that's in there that doesn't belong in there. So whether or not that's entirely accurate, I don't know. He probably doesn't even remember if he did or not. But you know, they bought it, she said, back in, what was it, 89? So yeah, 25-year-old machine. I think it's probably been to a shop or two at least once. So, but that's kind of what I've been up to. Messed with that a little bit yesterday. Had a short day today, so me and Bruno cleaned up some stuff in the backyard. We went to the bank. Then we kind of took a little drive around town on the way back. Then we had some lunch and just kind of sat around a little bit and came back out here to see what other stuff we can get into. So with that being said, thanks for stopping by. Everything's going okay. I gotta catch up on some of my YouTube watching. Just really didn't have a desire to do much of anything while we were sick with this. The coughing and the difficulty breathing was really kind of try to get as much rest as you can type of thing. So with that being said, we're on the mend. And you want to say bye to everybody? Huh? You want to say bye to everybody? Huh? Look at that. Hey. Say bye to everyone. Oh, okay. You just want scratches on the head? Yeah, you're a good boy. Well, from me and Bruno, as always, thanks for stopping by, thanks for watching, and keep on tinkering.